I think Philip Jeffries by far has the most insane character arc ever. I've never seen a dude go from a person to a tea kettle. How the hell does that even happen? I think Philip Jeffries has the strangest character arc in Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is a show that is so special to me. I finished the whole series and I am still blown away by that ending. I talked about in a recent video I had done of Twin Peaks. That ending, it comes to mind sometimes and it just scares me so much. That ending was so unnatural, man. That was eerie as hell. And it's gonna stay with me for a very long time now. It's so scary. It's eerie. I don't like that ending at all. But man, that was gutsy for David Lynch to end the show like that. So there's a character in this show, Phillip Jeffries. He only appears in the prequel movie Fire Walk with Me, and then in the season 3 of Twin Peaks. Phillip Jeffries, he was an FBI agent. He was played by David Bowie, which I did not expect him to even appear in the show at all in any way. But it makes sense because the show is weird and he was weird, so that's a cool combination. So David Bowie plays Phillip Jeffries, and he had been mentioned constantly in the show in some parts that he was an FBI agent that had gone missing from like the Blue Rose case that they had been working on, the FBI. And Phillip Jeffries showed up to the FBI's like bureau in the movie Fire Walk with Me, and he had shown up kind of like some kind of like warning to the FBI headquarters here. The dialogue here is it's eerie. Like he is talking about Judy, then says, no, Judy, I don't want to talk about Judy. And then he mentions he had been in the Red Room or the Black Lodge. He had seen the entities down there, the evil entities. And then he is just panicking. He falls in a chair and he just disappears. That's his whole character arc in the movie. And that's the last we're ever going to see of his character, which is insane. In season 3, yes, we get him back, but human-wise, that's it. And, you know, the FBI obviously freaks out here because he vanished right in front of their eyes. Like, literally just disappeared. And it's nuts. So the dialogue here, what I like about it, is that it kind of feels like that his only goal, the character, was just to be some kind of like warning device for the main characters in the FBI still. And the people that were there was it's like Del Cooper, the main character. We had Albert, and we had like Gordon Cole, that was played by like David Lynch himself, right? The 3 main guys that were still in this case of the Blue Rose, and this was so intriguing to me, his dialogue. Like, for example, he kept mentioning Judy. And Judy is supposed to be one of the most powerful supernatural beings from the Black Lodge. Like, she is very dangerous. And the fact that he had mentioned her kind of told me maybe she was after him. And maybe he had seen her in the Red Room or the Black Lodge, whatever. And it's just a very like eerie scene with his character. I think in total that scene was only about 3 to 4 minutes, and that's it for him. Like, he never comes back, Phillip Jeffries, in a human way. He never comes back again. And that was wow to me. That scene was so trippy watching that the first time. And of course, like, David Lynch could make like any character so iconic that would only last a couple minutes, but that scene stayed with me because it was just so eerie and fascinating to watch. But his fate was just something else. I'll say that his fate, I did not see coming in season 3. Phillip Jeffries in season 3, unfortunately, he's not played by David Bowie anymore. Someone else voiced him. Yeah. He comes back as a gigantic tea kettle. I'm not even playing. That's his character arc in Twin Peaks. He goes from a human to a tea kettle. in season 3. And I'm like, what? What happened here? Like, I was in shock when I realized that was Phillip Jeffries. I'm like, bro, what happened to you? Like, how did that even go about? And in season 3, he's kind of seen as a messenger, which kind of felt like that in the prequel Fire Walk with Me. He showed up to like tell the FBI people about the Black Lodge, about Judy, and he vanishes. That really did feel like some kind of like warning in a way. He still is carrying that in him as a tea kettle now. He's still the messenger in a way. He talks to Mr. C, that was Cooper's evil doppelganger, that stays on her for 25 years because at the end of season 2 of Twin Peaks, Del Cooper gets sucked into the Red Room. And that's pretty sad because, again, Phillip Jeffries did warn the group, and Del Cooper was the next one to vanish, which is pretty sad. And then he talks to Del Cooper again because Del Cooper, he wants to go back in time as well. He wants to go to a different timeline to save, of course, you know, it's like Laura Palmer. And Phillip Jeffries is kind of seen as some kind of messenger now for the characters in this franchise. He kind of feels, not franchise, TV show, sorry. He kind of feels like he's trying to warn you now, and he's willing to help you, but there's always a but in there. Like, it's like Del Cooper. What happened to him? You know, like, he was able to go back in time to save this poor girl that got murdered in Twin Peaks, but his fate was awful. Mr. C was trying to look for Judy because he was hoping that she could help him stay on her permanently, my guess. And he pretty much did not want to help him find Judy. I think Phillip Jeffries didn't want to help him at all because, again, Judy's really dangerous, and he did not like Judy, apparently, in Fire Walk with Me. He was scared of Judy. And Mr. C also doesn't get his wish because he gets killed and sent back to the Red Room as punishment. So I think Phillip Jeffries, again, it's never explained. So never explained, by the way, how he becomes a tea kettle. They never explain how that happens. So yeah, I do have a couple of theories as to what happened to him, though. So Phillip Jeffries, my theory is that the reason why he went from a person to a tea kettle, maybe because he got punished by Judy or the Black Lodge itself, or maybe the Red Room punished him. I think maybe that was his punishment to become a tea kettle, because I think they purposely sent him to the FBI to tell like everyone about Judy, about the Black Lodge, to warn everybody, and he vanishes. That makes sense because, again, they were trying to investigate this case. Like, they were very determined to figure out what was going on. They had already lost some other FBI agent, too, beforehand, and then he was next. So I think maybe they sent him over there so they could warn him and then take him away. And his punishment was turned to a giant tea kettle so that he could continue to serve the purpose of being the messenger no matter what. Which is pretty messed up if you think about it. But to me, it makes sense. Either Judy, the Black Lodge, or the Red Room to punish him. Because again, I was like, Judy is very powerful. The Black Lodge is evil. And the Red Room, they are good to a point, but they will, I'm sure, punish you. Come on. Like, Mr. C got punished and they burned him alive in the Red Room. So I wouldn't put it past them to not do it to Phillip Jeffries, you know? And you gotta feel really bad for all these FBI agents, man. Like, what happens to them is insane. Like, the first FBI agent that went missing, he only appears in the first 20 minutes of the prequel, I think. He was a really cool character, and he vanishes. And then Phillip Jeffries goes missing. Del Cooper goes missing for 25 years. And it's sad how all these men, they go missing because they could not let this case go. And that was their punishment. But You know, the first guy never explained what happened to him ever. I'm really curious what happened to that guy when they never explained it. Phillip Jeffries got a horrible fate. I don't know why they would turn into a tea kettle, but whatever. And then Del Cooper went missing for 25 years, only to come back, and he either was sent to the Red Room or he died. Who knows? But that was just, man. Don't ever mess with the Red Room in this show, man. If you do, or the Black Lodge, man, they're gonna do something to you, man. Their fate's gonna be brutal. They're not gonna hold back on you, man. And Phillip Jeffries, I don't know. That was a crazy character arc. That was by far the most insane character arc I've ever seen. He went from a scared FBI agent to a tea kettle. How does that even happen? They never explain it, which I do like, but it's just insane to see him like that now. I was like, wait, is that Phillip? I don't know. The first time I saw that, I was in shock. I was like, no way, that's him. And I don't know, man, this show, it catches me off guard in the best ways. It's probably one of the few horror shows I've ever seen that did this to me. I was always left in shock every time. I didn't know what to expect with some character fates. Like this show, man, I don't think there's ever gonna be a show like this again. Like, this show defied Hollywood expectations. Like, you were just in for this crazy ride every time, and you would always be in shock. I love that about Twin Peaks. What a great show, man. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. See you with a brand new video very soon. Peace out.